All right, so I had to take a retail job now, so because I lost everything. You
Yeah.
already had you were essential already, right? Were you essential?
No, I'm unemployed.
Yes.
I'm living off savings right now. So
Yeah, I didn't have that thing called savings because I
yeah,
had children.
because you
at
had
one
things
point.
called children, yeah,
Right, and divorce.
yeah.
Well. So I had to go all the way around and go to do a retail job part time, and I was
Brutal.
working. There's this one woman there. It kind of hit me today because we got scolded. And
Ooh.
for the longest time, I've been doing this job where it's like, oh, this isn't real. I'm just doing this until real things happen. And I've just been thinking of jokes or whatever. And then today we were told no headphones on when the people come into the store. I'm like, wait, what? I can't. Why?
Yeah, right.
You're not allowed to ask why. I'm like, oh, this is high school again.
Yeah.
Principal's yelling at me. But then the woman had a good point. She said, not a good point, but they have to do a test first. They have to go, do you know anyone that has COVID? Have you made out with a Chinese person? Have you watched Bats too? Like every day they do that. Like even if I did, I would lie. I have to keep the job. But they're like, that's all they do. They go, you're like, no, I'm good. I didn't bow to any Chinese people. I didn't have any bad soup. I didn't do anything. I didn't poop. Okay. They're like, all right, fine. And then she goes, when do you think this is all going to end? I go, like today's shift? And she's like, no, this quarantine. I'm like, we work at a retail store. We work at Big Lots. Like, we don't have the answers to that. That's not how this works. And
dude, that's brutal.
But what she said was, then it made me think. She goes, I think they should just put us all in some pods. We should go to sleep for 6 months and then clean this up. I'm like,
Jesus.
You know what? Me too. Sign me up for pods.
Yeah. This lady's ready to go on the spaceship that goes to Mars, not for the quarantine to be over. She's ready to leave. She
doesn't even want to take off. She just wants a 6-month nap. And if you ever worked retail, I understand that.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You want a 6-month nap. That's awful.
That job sucked before the quarantine started. Now it's got to be another level of just fuck this every single day.
And it's essential that today I put 7 kinds of Oreos on shelves.
Yeah, of course.
That was essential.
What would anybody do without tiramisu Oreos? Like
I didn't see those yet, but I'm sure they're there.
I saw them yesterday. They're real. Oh man.
There's 5 kinds of Fruit Loops. I thought there was just fruit. They got marshmallows. They've got unicorn, which I thought that was basically. There's all kinds.
Unicorn, is that like a fucking thing going through the Fruit Loops? Get a little sexual for the kids.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, rated M Fruit Loops.
They're called Pride Loops. How dare you?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
we're from the Pride Loop. So, what are you doing to not make yourself nuts?
I've been making animations every week. I've just been making 5-minute parts of a series every single week, and that's like 40 to 60 hours of work depending on what I'm making and all the extra shit I have to do for it. So that's the good majority of my time. And then other than that, I've been watching a little bit of Netflix, playing some video games, talking to my buddies online, doing the occasional Zoom comedy show and stuff like that, and planning to start a podcast with a few buddies I met from
how's the Zoom comedy?
It's like this. It feels like this, right?
Yeah.
Without you talking back.
Right. I won't do it, and I'm sure some people are doing it fine. I'm sure they're doing the best they can, but I don't want faux stuff. Like when I for a while quit eating pizza, pasta, and bread. People have cauliflower pizza. I'm like, no, I don't want faux shit. I want it or I want nothing. I don't want that. I don't want to have comedy that's not comedy, especially for me. I do crowd work a lot. I don't want to do Zoom crowd work. Hey, look at you, non-existent computer guy.
You're making. You can see their faces in some cases, but what are you gonna do crowd work for? Make fun of people's outfits while they're sitting in their house and they go, "Well, I thought I put this on for the show specifically. I thought this was nice." Yeah. It's one thing to joke on people when they're out in an audience. Another thing to do it when they're in their own home. Then you just feel like the angry uncle on a Skype call that's just shitting on everybody's dreams.
Because what's the one comedy excuse? When someone's in the crowd, I always hear young comics say it. Well, if you don't like it, you shouldn't have come to a comedy show.
Yeah, right.
But I'm in your living room.
Yeah,
so I can't be a dick. And I guess I could tell joke. I don't know. I want to do it when I'm allowed to do it on stage again.
Yeah.
I'm still writing stuff. It'll take a while, but no one's going to be good.
No, it's gonna take time for us to all get our legs underneath us again. I think a lot of the people that were half-assing comedy already may not come back, or they'll figure out that they need to work even harder to get it. So if anything, it may it may kind of make everything a little bit better. But I'm just worried that we're all going to be talking about the same fucking 5 things after this. So I'm trying to be careful with the new things that I'm writing to try and stay like somewhat different, somewhat more personal, rather than just going up there and fucking like, if I hear one goddamn toilet paper joke on stage, I'm going to lose my fucking mind, unplug the microphone and leave the room. You know what I mean? Like that's what these jokes, like this and the Zoom shows, get all that shit out of your system now and then go to the stage with actual like material. That's my mindset. But hey, who am I to tell anybody?
I was doing another episode with this guy, Ryan Roberts, who's a radio personality in Connecticut. And we were talking about how even on these things now, it's becoming hacky to do certain things, even like in radio shows. And I'm like, I can't wait for the first show to watch the super hack come up first day on stage and go, I was at the bar the other night. It's like, no, you fucking weren't. You weren't at a bar for 4 years. It's like,
you haven't written it. There's going to be a lot of people that come back with just the same material too. And that's something I gotta not. I mean, some of my stuff will still be fine. Like, maybe like 2 or 3 jokes that I'll be able to still pepper in. But a lot of it, I want to start from scratch. And I already recorded something last year too. So now I'm in a pretty good position to just fucking pick up the reins and just start all over again and see where it fucking goes, The
problem is though, when we're working out new stuff, like I've done the same thing. In 2 albums in 2 years, I was just continuously writing new stuff, but you always had that time because your mind, when you get excited about new material, there's no filter at the beginning. Not so much like dirty, but just like all this, this is good. This is good. This is good. And then you go on stage and start going, oh, this maybe doesn't make sense.
Right.
Or this becomes this. We're going to have all this stuff. Like we're going to go up there with like, not like a list of 5 to 10 minutes, like 30 to 40 minutes of like basically garbage.
Right.
That we think is good. Like I have a bit comparing gerbils and hamsters to Chinese and Japanese people, and it's going to be terrible, but I'm also excited to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's half the reason I'm not seeking out these Zoom comedy shows, but if they come to me, then I won't say no to them. That's been my kind of like motto by it.
Well, they pay, so I mean they're worth
a little bit of money. It's worth it. And for me, I just treat it like I'm doing a live solo podcast, right? I'm just gonna go yell thoughts, yell joke ideas, essentially just open mic it for like 30 minutes and then maybe get something out of it, end on one old joke or do voices and then just call it a day. Like that's about it. And that way I can at least feel like I get that initial like bullshit energy of a new joke out of my system. And a lot of times for me, if I write an idea down for a joke, I want to do it that night. So to not be able to like do it for 3 months, I lose interest in that joke or I lose interest in that topic. Right. So I want to be able to like at least fucking still care about it as I go along, so that helps.
I saw that we won't name names because I don't care, whatever. I saw one person that we both at work for that you're doing a show for.
Yeah.
Are they finally headlining you?
No. Co-feature some bullshit. I don't know, dude. I don't even. That's another thing. Like once you offer me the show, I'm not going to be like, well, I got demands. Like I don't care, man. We're all on my. Like I may as well be fucking Skyping my grandma with half of these shows.
I saw some of those lineups. How are you not? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever, man. I don't. How can we have standards?
Finally, it's like through the COVID comedy that co-headline, co-feature. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, exactly. We're both not getting paid, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. I know that some people started doing those shows, and before I knew even anyone could ask me about being on it, I put up a post on Facebook and Twitter saying I'd rather kill myself. So no one is. I know for a fact people have kind of like skirted it, but no, I don't want to. I just don't want to. I don't. I'm actually enjoying this. Like I've stepped this up. I've done 2 podcasts a week now. My Patreon, I'm building up other stuff. I've been a guest on a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
And it's helping my crowd work side because I'm just able to talk. I'm learning how to do this better as well. And I actually have notes now for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
And some of it's just like, hey, remember I write like dumb lady from work wanting to be in pod. I'm like, well, at least it's written down though.
Right. Yeah.
But
100%.
I think it's going to help me with comedy as well. But I don't want to, like you said, same thing with you. I'll get tired of something if I do it now. If I make a joke now, I want to get all this shit out. When I go on stage, yes, it's going to be impossible to not talk about the most relatable thing our lives have ever seen.
Right.
Never had a worldwide pandemic.
Yeah.
Comics scream for relatability. Like you're on stage, like, I don't know if you saw this show on Netflix. Yeah, we've all seen the COVID. So it's like, how do you not kind of talk about it?
For
but
sure.
How do you make them also enjoy it?
Yeah.
How do you make them? How do you know they're laughing when they're wearing masks and they're sitting 79 feet apart?
And how do you not make that your whole act too? I think that's going to be the trick, especially for doing longer sets. Is like, I just can't. I don't want to catch myself talking about COVID for fucking 45 minutes or making every joke that's not about COVID somehow link back to quarantine or the fucking news or some dumb shit like that. But I'm excited, man.
The prop comic who's going to have mask after mask.
Yeah.
That's going to be sweet.
Merch,
following
too.
that.
They're going to be selling them after shows. They're going to be having their girlfriends and wives stitch them together and then sell them after shows.
Yeah, it's like the John Parada cover your hole mask. It's like
cover your hole.
Cover your hole. Hey, cover your hole over there. You're welcome, John Parada, if you find out. That's a merch gift there for you.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the comics that were older. I mentioned him. I'm just saying, like, older guys who probably were on their way out. And when it starts over, are they going to – I think some comedy clubs are going to be afraid of old people.
Yeah, well, I think I'm in a kind of a tough spot where I was just about to start, like, headlining national clubs. Like, I was supposed to go on the road for most of April and May. So now it's going to be kind of like that trickle-down effect where the big guys are going to want the dates and the people that have a draw are going to be the ones getting the dates because the clubs are going to need money. So I'm going to be like lowest one on the totem pole, I think, as far as
I don't think so. I think it's the opposite. I think right now the problem is that these clubs aren't, and not saying badly, I think it's for hungry people that are going to move up. You're not afraid to take – you'll take minimum, whatever they pay minimum.
I'll take a Monday fucking afternoon. I don't give a shit.
Right, but money-wise, if the club pays, so-and-so, like Kurt Metzger can ask for a certain amount, but you'll come in at let's say, I think 5 shows. If they said 5 shows, 200 a show, you want a little bit more. You'll go, you know what? I'll take it. It's fine.
100%.
They're not making any money right now. Like the club in Utah is going to be open up this weekend. They're doing it at 35% capacity. So they want to open. They have to do 6 feet apart. So you're not going to make any money in the place at all. Yeah. And most clubs were selling gift cards for a while just to make money, so people are going to redeem those. They're going to just spend that. No real cash will be coming back in. So they're not going to have money to spend. They're probably going to get a host that's a local guy that they trust and be like, hey, we can't pay you now, but do us this favor, we'll get you later.
Yeah,
a local middle, and then you come in, and you're going to be hilarious, and they're going to remember you came in. And I think if anything, it's going to be the guys that were right there. Because if I'm a name and I can wait, if I'm a guy if I'm Joe List sitting in New York, do I want to fly to Utah?
Yeah, right.
Do I want to fly to Seattle right now? I'm afraid of it. But you're hungry, they'll do it. I think actually you're the kind of person that will get the gigs as long as you're willing to travel.
Oh yeah, I'm willing to travel. I don't see my grandparents; they're all dead anyway, so I don't give a fuck. You
don't have to go out and wave through a window like hello. No. They don't like that.
No, I did a drive-by birthday party once. That was about it, and it just ended up everybody getting out of their cars, and we were just having a birthday party in the parking lot instead of in their house. It was.
How mad do you think black people are in Compton when white people are calling it a drive-by birthday? Like, you don't know what the fuck a drive-by birthday is, son. You ain't making it to 18.
Yeah, right.
Now we're doing it. Like, hello, grandma. It's like,
look, I made a sign. Yeah.
How sad is that? That like you're an old person, right? And listen. You're old. You're old. You're old. Yeah. But, in your head, we never feel that age. We always think like, well, not us. We're not like that. Even if the guy's walking all weird, whatever. Yeah, and then your young family starts showing up at your house and staring at you through a window like you're at a zoo. Yeah. And they're like, wish you could be out here. And that's just, they're not crying because they're happy. They're crying because you're reminding them that death is right the fuck there. A world pandemic happened, and someone ate a bat, and now me and breathing apparatus people are in trouble. That's it. Like codgers and fucking 2 people, and that's it. It's just Darwin going, pick them off. That's what we're doing.
No, it really is. Everybody wants natural selection when they're sitting in traffic, and then we get a flavor of it, and they're like, well, not this.
Oh, yeah. It's like every like Bill Burr wannabe comic who's like, if you use a CPAP machine, go fucking kill yourself. Well, they're dying now. They're all dying.
Yeah, they are actually dying. Yeah.
They're the ones who came to your show.
Right.
The breathing apparatus guy. Yeah. The healthy young people don't go to comedy shows.
That's
we don't
true.
need them. They're awful. They have fitness thing and axe tossing and all that shit. They got stuff to do.
Especially in New England. I would assume most people in the audience have an ailment of some sort at any given show. Yeah.
Oh, so
You
bad.
you always hear at least a few weird coughs in the background, you know?
Oh, I mean, I make noises when I stand up. I don't even notice it, and people say to me, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I don't even know I'm doing it.
Like no, I'm just living. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just living in a place where we're excited because it's 55 and I can wear shorts now.
Yeah, right.
It's 60 and not so windy.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Yeah, no, that's good.
But so if someone did say to you next weekend, fly out across the country,
yeah,
you do it.
I'd do it. I'm still not canceling the dates that I have in my books for next week. I'm still heading them up. So so we good. The only problem is half of my dates for like May were supposed to be in fucking Canada, and they're not reopening that border for at least another month. I would.
Well, they're opening a club in Edmonton next weekend.
Oh, they're opening a club, but I won't be able to go.
I'm saying
to
I don't
it.
think they're letting citizens in. If you're only Canadian citizens can be there.
Yeah.
But they are starting to open some clubs too.
Well, it's good. It's good. I mean, I was supposed to be in Victoria Island, which is right off Vancouver, and I was supposed to be in Vancouver the weekend after that, and I was supposed to be in Minnesota. I think this weekend I was supposed to be in Minnesota, but I was like, maybe the Minnesota protest will work and I'll be able to go do shows, but no, they're just pretending to shoot governors. They won't ever do anything.
Right? Yeah, they're protesting because they want like brat festivals and football. Like that's what they
exactly.
want.
It's really just about football. That's what it's going to come down to.
About.
Once they say the NFL season is postponed, that's when people start looting. That's when they start going to Best Buys and fucking supermarkets with guns and just start robbing people blind.
They're not going to be able to do it because they're not going to – listen, they can play football, but you can't let 30, 40,000 people into a stadium right now.
No, you can't.
You probably can. Neither one of us know.
Yeah.
We probably all could stand next to each other right now and everyone's fine. But I don't know. And and if you're someone that owns a building – and there's insurance on that building, and you go in there and you go, oh, I got a cold now, not because you drank 17 beers and you didn't wear a shirt in the winter to watch a football game because you think you got COVID instead. You can sit there and blame them and then sue them. So, like, if I'm them, like, I'm not letting people in.
Yeah, no way. Yeah. No, and that's what it is. Although the NFL always finds a way to make money. So what they'll probably do is buy like 30,000 cameras per stadium and then put a camera in every seat and then sell each individual seat at like double ticket price and people would buy it and still feel like they're there.
They're already talking about that with the virtual stuff. They're already playing with that. You could see the people sitting next to you and stuff at certain things and messing with that.
Yeah.
I think if you want people to come in and you want people to buy tickets, you say this season only, black people can kneel. If you let them kneel and you can come in, they're like, all right, I'll go see that. And you go. And then let Kaepernick play.
Yeah. Kaepernick's got a quarterback both teams.
Both teams. on one knee. He's always taking a knee and just throwing. He can never leave his knee. That's how important it is.
And he gets his Nike sponsorship back. That's the other thing.
Easy.
Yeah.
But so
yeah, but that's.
Are you writing jokes? I mean, for real, I have ideas, but I can't work them out.
That's what I mean. Most of my writing comes after I bring it to the stage the first time, because usually I'll go up there and just talk through the idea. I'll have bullet points.
Right.
I'll have like, I want this to start, and I know this is like my big punchline, but where I do in between, that's where I find the joke is when I'm at like Capo on a Monday night or Shashkeen on a Wednesday or something like that, just dicking around, and then I go through and actually like write it out and listen to it and all that kind of shit. But I'm just kind of writing ideas down the same way I normally would, where I just, if I have an idea, I'll jot it down and then just kind of keep it in my mind. But most of my writing is going into the little animated series I've been making, which is called Quarantine. And that's where I was like, I wanted to make some sort of content regarding to all this. Like I was thinking about doing, just fucking reaction videos or just talking for like 10 minutes a week, like a half podcast, half clips kind of thing, and just put out content that way. But I wanted to kind of do something that was more unique to me and something that was actually going to like challenge myself. Because if I was just going to put out a 10-minute talk every other day, I mean, I could just sit down and I wouldn't feel like I'm really working at it. Where this is just like taking all of my fucking time in order to make these things. And it's like super rewarding to see it done. And I can make all of those like quarantine jokes and the memes and all that kind of shit and put it into a show rather than trying to be like, I'll have to see if this is still funny in 3 months when I can get back on stage.
Right. And I'm guessing like with all comics, timing's important, inflection, things like that. But with you and doing voices too, I'm sure if you don't do them for a while, you kind of lose the rhythm of doing it. And you have to work on that. Sure. I'm sure that you know how to do them, but if you don't keep them crisp and don't keep them in the act the right way, so doing the cartoon and doing the voices, I'm sure it helps.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you'll lose like I'll be able to do the accent at any point, but I'll lose like the little things that kind of like take it up a notch, whether it's like the verbiage that I use or like the inflections, like you said. Like, yeah, you definitely need to. I definitely need to stay sharp with that kind of shit.
Like I'll do the robot voice every day just to make sure I can still do it. Ha 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 ha.
You know, like I have to just do random shit like that.
Do you ever do that like to people like their backs to you and you start doing? I think their phone's on or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, no, you can find, especially online. If I'm playing like online games and shit, I'll just start doing that voice, and people just get freaked out. They don't know what the fuck to do because they think I'm using a program, and then all of a sudden I'll start saying like really specific things really fast that like a program wouldn't be able to say. Like I'll start saying their name and shit like that. They're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Am I being haunted by Stephen Hawking? Like, what
yes,
happened?
you are. Yes, you are. Now take off your pants.
All right, again, fine. Every day with this. Like, I've done this once. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
What's the laziest impression? When you see someone doing impressions, what's the one where you're just like, you're not even trying? Like, I mean, like, I know, like, when I was growing up, like, Rich Little was the big impression guy. I'm old. And then after him, there's like Caliendo, people like that. But I used to hate it when people did Howard Cosell. Again, and I was talking with my buddy Brandon, who used to be on the podcast with me. We were doing a bonus podcast. And I started doing Howard Cosell and realized Howard Cosell and John Wayne are the same one. You're just going deeper and a little more Southern. It's like,
right.
Howard Cosell is just autistic. This is Howard Cosell. Like, I'm just pacing things out. And then, hey, Pilgrim, is this basically the same voice?
Yeah, it's like, can you blink, dude? Can you blink when you're talking?
Which makes sense because back then sports weren't really exciting, and he was just staring. He didn't have a lot of cameras. So he had to stare at a thing or go, Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay. He's the toughest black man I've ever met. Hello to you. And it's like he had to be autistic just to take it in because Muhammad Ali's like, fuck you, Howard Cosell, and just screaming at him saying, it's okay. Like, that was always like, it's a dumb voice, but even to do the impression, I was like, there's got to be better things.
Yeah, I feel like the lazy impressions that you see now are a lot of like, you still see the Arnold Schwarzenegger every once in a while. You see the Christopher Walken, Christopher Walken is really easy to do. It's just, you keep talking, even when you think your sentence is over, it's not. It just keeps going and going. It's like that. Those ones are like, I don't know, because for me, impressions aren't even really like most of what I do. Like,
you just do like accents. You actually create characters yourself, but you do voices for them. But I hate when people do impressions or even voices and then don't make them do anything. Like Walken's been done. You can't make Christopher Walken do anything else.
Yeah,
he's done everything in the impressions. It's over.
Yeah,
and Walken also sounds like if you tweaked it right, it becomes John Travolta, becomes Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, exactly.
All of them seem like there's like 6 voices. And if you learn those 6, you can do all other voices. You know what I mean? It's like,
no, 100%.
It just feels like, but like some of them are just like, so like when I'll do Stallone, like joke around with my kids.
Yeah.
And I just always have to start it off by doing like, I say it's like an Italian lawnmower. Like, I can't start. But then I go into that and I'm like, no respect. And I become Rodney Dangerfield.
Right.
Like they're the same thing.
Yeah, Stallone, I just fill my entire mouth with my tongue. You start making sense. Sylvester Stallone. I feel like he says his name a lot. That's just in my head. Yeah, I'm Sylvester Stallone. I mean, boxing.
It's so funny when comics go up and do that, like when they put them all in a car.
Oh yeah, that's the go-to, right?
That's my favorite. Oh, they're all at Taco Bell. They're all ordering drive-thru.
Yeah. Oh, they're all in the drive-thru. Really? Yeah, I bet they are. Yeah. No, it's
millionaires are all in one car getting Taco Bell.
Yeah. No, that's what like. With doing voices like my whole life, I watched those guys growing up. Those like, well, wouldn't it be hilarious if Robin Williams was doing this, and then all of a sudden they're just being like Robin Williams talking to Adam Sandler, and it's like, yeah, great, yeah, maybe that's what it would be like. But like, I like when the voices just kind of come out of nowhere and just slap people across the face and just don't expect it at all. Like all of a sudden we're speaking in a British accent and you don't know why, and now you're even more interested as to see where this is going to go, rather than going, I mean, for me, I have a British guy following me around all day and he narrates everything I says. It goes a little something like this, like that. Like
imagine if you will scenario.
Yeah, no, just I like to just kind of bring people with me right away. Like you don't have a choice. You're a captive audience. You're sitting right there. You can leave if you want, but you're not going to. So now you have to listen to me. So for me, the weirder I can get almost with some of the voices and the more unexpected I can get, the more of a pop I get, because people just don't expect it at all. Especially if you start doing like Indian accent, right? Because then they get the question in their head of like, well, is this even allowed also? But he's doing everything else, so I guess we'll listen. Like,
wait, they're not the Asians we hate anymore.
Yeah, are we allowed? Huh.
It's okay now.
Yeah, they're like, which, and then the other thing too is I obviously try and avoid like stereotypes with shit like that, just because that's what people know. Like anytime you do an accent, people are just listening, waiting for you to say, like if I do an Indian accent, they're just waiting for you to say like owns a 7-Eleven or taxi driver or like whatever they know from their background. So the second you don't do any of that, they're like, I guess it's okay. He didn't say anything I know to be did you go through the list? Yeah, he didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, the key is to do your own like Family Feud top 5 answers on the board. It's like, show me Indians, and you look and you're like, what is it? Like, if you don't hit those 5, then you're good to go.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. And that's with anything. It's like another lazy impression is when people try and do like a British accent. And they just go, "Hello, governor." It's like that's something
mine.
You will.
That's what I do.
But that's what it is.
I'm not an impressionist. I go, "Hello, governor," and that's it. And I'm done. And
no, exactly. Yeah. So if you avoid saying tea, crumpets, anything about bad teeth,
fun.
wanker, fucking bloody this, bloody that, fucking queen, God save the queen.
Yeah. That's I know there's different accents of English too, which I wouldn't know the difference.
That's right. You could go down here if you want to do a little more fucking getting there, yeah.
That's a hooligan.
You're a fucking hooligan, are you? I picture him like a fucking guy in like the 20s that just is always stealing people's pocket watches. Hey, you got something shiny behind your ear, do you? Boom, got your watch. See you later, cunt. And they just disappear.
I like the taunting of it. Yeah. It's like, I got your watch. Like,
got your watch, you bloody cunt. Go and try and catch me. I know these streets better than anyone. Yeah.
I tried to watch Netflix. I'm just hitting any movie and just watching it. And there's one Legend with Tom Hardy playing 2 twin brothers who were English and they were like gangsters. And he's just doing 2 different English accents. Really? And then everyone else is too. And it's like, I needed subtitles. I could not understand anything they were fucking saying. It was like, cunt. You just heard cunt. I'm like, all right. Cunt.
Yeah. You're just looking for content in it. Yeah, in it.
Tea. It's a tea. Yeah. They were having tea and they were saying cunt. And I was how come no one does? I've heard people do accents of people they've never heard. I mean, impressions of people they've never heard their voice, like Abe Lincoln and stuff like that. And I've never heard anyone when they do George Washington make him English, but wouldn't he be?
I don't know the time frame of all of that. Like how many?
He wasn't born here.
Yeah, he must have had a British accent, right?
And he didn't move here when he was 12.
Yeah.
Right? Was he standing on that boat all old and with a wig? It's like,
because he was first generation over here, right? Because wasn't he? I don't know history very well, but wasn't he a part of the British Army first, and then they started the whole thing over here?
He was the British Army.
That's what I mean.
His parents didn't have him here.
Yeah. So no, I mean, maybe they. It's probably like halfway between. I mean, who even knows what a British accent sounded like in 1700s, right? It could sound even more hard to understand than this because they're speaking words that don't even exist anymore.
Because that means his dumb quote. Because that would make sense. Because like his dumb quotes about cherry trees and wooden teeth. Yeah. He probably didn't say that shit.
No,
he probably said something else, and he said it on a wacky English accent. And they're like, "All right, I think he said he has wooden teeth."
Did he say cherry tree?
He cannot tell a lie. I don't even know what the fuck that guy's saying. He's wearing a wig. He's yelling at me. He told me he's going to be on money someday. What the fuck's money? He's going to be on 2 monies, the coin and the bill. Why you get 2 monies? What are you doing?
It is kind of selfish.
Super selfish. I was hoping when I got my Trump bucks, I was hoping Trump was going to be on $1,000 bill. That's what I wanted to send us. I wanted them to send us 2 100s and then 1,000 with Trump on it. That was his time. He could have done it. I would have taken it.
The question is what face would he have put on it? You know, would it be the side profile? Would it be the front? Would it be like him, like with his hands up like this? Like that's what I'd want to see on a bill. No more like side profiles, like serious face. I want to see him with like his hair in the wind, like in the middle of an outdoor speech with his bottom teeth hanging out. Like that's the picture that should be on the $1,000.
I want him just pissing on China. Like the country is down, and he's just standing there and he's just peeing it. And he's got his hands up, but he's washing his hands while he's doing it. It's correct.
Right.
Or him just holding like Clorox and a sign that says "Don't drink this."
Yeah, right. Or
him
him giving a small ethnic boy the finger, something like that. Yes. Like that would be tasteful.
But that could be any president.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's
any president.
Hey, I mean, people like to say he's the most racist president ever, but he's never owned slaves, as far as I know.
A lot of them own slaves. A lot of them, and a lot of them signed things to keep that going.
Yeah.
Like Abe Lincoln wasn't just like, hey, I don't like slavery. He had slave. He was just like, well, if I want to win, I think we're letting them vote.
Yeah, and he's like, I treat them nice. Is that okay? Like, I don't beat them too much.
Yeah, I've always thought that in the Emancipation Proclamation, when he did all that, he probably gathered them all in. Like, yeah, black people, come here for a minute. And he gathered them in. He's like, I'm sorry about that whole thing. I know this isn't enough, but I'm also going to tell everyone you have big dicks.
Yeah.
Because that was a rumor. I grew up knowing that. You grew up knowing that.
Yeah.
There weren't just black dicks around. We just
no.
knew. So I think that was part of it. Like, I know they want
Probably
reparations,
was.
but that's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
That's pretty nice. Yeah.
Nice.
No reparations, but at least some nice rumors. Yeah.
The women are like, what about us? Like, whoa, you still don't vote. You're fucking women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We said black men.
Yeah. Men.
Yeah, because we want to free them so they can just keep working the same farm. Oh, but you can't own it. Like, am I still a slave? Like, technically.
Sort of not.
Sort of not.
Yeah.
You can run, but you don't get to live here. Like,
you can leave at any time, but you got to start also paying rent. You know
I
that
bet
thing?
Trump's not even the top 20 racist presidents.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, there was probably a bunch of anti-Semites in there too. You know, like you don't even think about that. I'm sure tons of presidents' wives were beaten in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? I was thinking about that the other day. It's like social media. I don't know if social media like cleaned up, but like I was like, we're just so recently away from like socially norm to just beat your wife and kids. Just totally allowed. Just go to the bar and talk about it. Like if we had Facebook groups in the 80s, they wouldn't be talking about anti-vax. They'd be talking about the most efficient way to hit your kids.
Oh, it throws me off when there's comics that still do that. They go up there and going like, when I was growing up, dad hit you, and then look how I turned out. I'm like, you're yelling dick jokes to strangers. You didn't turn out good.
You could have been an accountant. Good. Yeah.
Don't hit your kids.
Yeah.
Don't hit your kid. You don't need to hit anybody. Stop it. You don't need
stop
to do
hitting.
anything. It's not working out for you.
Yeah.
And all that's like, you always hear like mothers yelling that too. It's like, you want me to do a kid? Like, I want me to slap you right now? It's like, nobody wants that.
No.
You know the answer. You know the kid's not gonna be like, yeah, come on, let's go. It's like, throw them up. It's
right,
a weird.
Right. Yeah.
But, talking about presidents. Imagine if JFK had Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Or if we could track him and
or
find
even
out
Bill.
that we could find his phone and Marilyn Monroe's phone and say like, that's fucking tremendous.
Yeah. No, that's like, if you could time travel and go back, that would be so fun to like watch that kind of shit. Like that's why I feel like half these alien sightings are, you know what I mean? I feel like it's us like 1,000 years in the future and we're like, you guys want to go on vacation and just watch the COVID-19 take place and just fucking go across in a spaceship and watch a bunch of people fucking riot, and hey, you guys gonna go watch JFK fuck Marilyn Monroe in the Oval Office? Like, yeah, let's do it. This Christmas, Ma? Yeah, let's do it.
So I would think if aliens came now and if they weren't privy to what was happening, they just came to observe, they'd be like, oh, let's go. This is the most boring. They don't even go outside.
Yeah.
You don't go outside.
No, they're at the
in. They're just in.
They're at the part of the apocalypse movie that gets edited out. You know what I mean? We're not even at the interesting part yet.
But look who's important. It must be those ones making the TikTok videos.
Yeah.
They must be the leaders. Why are nurses applauded but doctors aren't?
Yeah, that's true too. We don't really talk about the doctors stuff.
The doctors are doing all the fucking work. What is that? Why are we like nurses are heroes? Yeah, kinda, but it's the doctor who went to school who tells the nurse what to do. Listen, I get it. We all want to. We always got to pick our Sully, and nurses are our Sully. You know, what I mean? It's the guy who flew a plane, kind of landed in a lake, and they were like, "You're a hero." Like, no, you're drunk. Yeah. What were you doing? Why are you in a lake? But the nurses aren't. Okay, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, you're supposed to deal with people that are sick. When people like, imagine if you had to see what they're seeing every day. I'm like, I'd rather watch an old person cough than what they used to see, like a 4-year-old kid hit by a drunk driver and his head lopped off. I'd much rather watch somebody wheeze and have to put a Q-tip up their nose and pull it out and go stay in for a bit. That's easy.
Yeah.
I had to go to the hospital a couple weeks ago because I have high blood pressure and I had to go to the doctor, and I was in the ER for it. And just overnight, there was no one there. It was like 2 weeks into this, which was nice and quiet. But the nurses were bitching because they aren't allowed to have like coffee breaks and water breaks now because they can't take the masks off.
Right.
So if they want to take a break, they had to like put IVs in.
Oh my God.
And you say, oh my God, but like, so Like, I don't know. That's not. I'm not gonna go clap for that at 7 p.m.
I mean,
I don't care.
It's fucking weird. I mean, imagine if you go to a green room at a comedy show and instead of like beer in the fridge, they just had a bunch of IV bags.
I'm in. I don't drink anymore. I'll do an IV bag.
You guys want to get fucking hydrated? Let's do it.
A lot of those comics need it.
Yeah, no.
I bet you there's some comics it's in their writer. I drink so hard they gotta have an IV bag in the green room to get ready. And they need an opener who knows how to work a fucking vein.
Yeah. I need an opener who at least went to dental medical school enough. That did one of those online call-in programs.
Yeah, but these nurses, and listen, it's great, but like all they're proving with the videos is that nurses have a shitload of downtime.
Yeah.
A shitload of downtime. Choreography. They're learning choreography. I watch regular TikTok videos because people my age and older are bored, and now we're on TikTok, and we're gonna ruin that for everybody.
Yeah,
it's gonna ruin it the same way Facebook and everything else. But now I'm watching those and like regular TikTok videos. Everyone's gotta learn these dances and shit.
Yeah,
nurses have it down. It's like they can make cats if they want to. It's insane all the dance moves they know. I saw one where they were pretending they were like the Titanic, and they were on his like moving cart, and they were all posing, and one's like this, the other one's holding them. It's like, go back to fucking work. And then all these people in New York are like getting upset. Like I had a comic tweet. I made a joke tweet saying, "Do you guys know that conspiracy theory that birds aren't real?" You ever heard that one?
Yeah,
birds aren't real. And in the 80s, Reagan replaced them with cameras.
Yeah,
and that's what they are. I go, same theory, but with nurses. I don't think there's nurses. I think those are bots, but they're there to make viral videos. So, and that's it. And someone messaged me and said, do you think it's okay to poke fun at this time to those nurses? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It's like I talked before, it's the perfect time. It's the most relevant time because people are going to, if I tell it 3 months from now, no one's going to get the fucking joke.
Yeah, right.
Second of all, I'm not even making fun of that. I made fun of the conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
I'm saying
it's
that's
a
what
joke.
it is.
It's literally a joke. It couldn't be more of a joke.
And he's like, well, and this person said to me, because he lives in New York, and he's like, well, I don't know if you know, but where we are, it's every day at 7 p.m. We stop, we applaud, and we cheer them on. I go, well, you're a fucking loser. What are you doing? Stop. What is this, the Puerto Rican Day Parade? Why are you out there in pots and pans? Let them rest. Bring them food if you want, but they've got food. They're making money. You're not. They have you're cheering on their job.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. They're supposed to be there. And once again, why are we not cheering on the doctors?
Yeah.
They're the doctors.
Yeah.
They're saving them. The nurse isn't saving them.
Well, I think the nurses do a decent amount, but it's the doctors that are running the show.
That's like saying, well, without the host, the show wouldn't have been good. It's nice to say, Drew, but it's not. I've followed a lot of shitty hosts, and the show's been fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
They're the real heroes. Without that wait staff, that show would have been good. No, fuck you. Yeah, they're helpful, but people didn't. They would have gotten their drink somehow. The club would have made sure of it.
Yeah, right.
Who had to help? The headliner. That's who had to help. The doctor, the guy you came to see, the guy with the good credits, not the nurse. She works hospitals all over New England. No, I want the doctor who's worked in big hospitals. You know what I mean? That's what I need.
That's fucking
great. Do I have a bit now? Oh no, I have a bit.
Oh, that might be a bit. Yeah, comparing I think that'll be well received by comedians, but most people are gonna look at you like, did he just compare himself to a doctor? Because I don't see it.
So wait, Drew, and you've seen my act. I think you know that's how I'm received. Comedians are like, oh, I like that he's taking that chance, but audiences are like, did he just say he's a national treasure? Like, yes, he did. He had the MC over the loudspeaker say it.
Yeah.
Call him a golden god. I did that for a while too.
That's fucking great. The golden god.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So you're doing the animation. Where are you putting it, on YouTube or?
I'm putting it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'll tweet it out on occasion.
Yeah, please do.
I mean, I'm not big on Twitter just because I don't care enough about people's opinions or what they say or think, so I don't read through it.
See, I'm the same way, but with Facebook is too much conversation, and I'm just done with it. Like, I don't need to have the back and forth. Twitter, I put out my point. I work on premises there, or I promote things there, but like the certain shows and things I've been guests on lately, their fan base is more on Twitter. And I just don't follow people if I don't like their opinion. But I also, you can just mute a lot of people if they're morons. But
That's
it
what I
seems
do.
easier for me to just work out things on Twitter. Facebook has just become like, it's just
Yeah.
everyone telling me, like, it's comedians telling me how to deal with COVID. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
when were you a doctor? I'm the doctor.
My my unfollow threshold has gone like just so low these days. You know what I mean? Like I'll just unfollow people just because you posted something boring. You posted like something I don't care about. You start anybody who's like starts a political argument. Like I did a post the other day that was just like, just because I felt like I hadn't talked to another comedian in so long. I was just like, hey, what's everybody been doing? Like, and just tried to like go back.
That's how you got on here.
That's how we talked. That's how we started talking. Yeah. So it's like, I just needed to like do that. And it inevitably just turned into people arguing about politics on that thread. Yeah. They were like, oh, what have I been doing? I've been watching the news and all these fucking people on the left side are doing this. And then somebody from the left goes, oh yeah, well the people on the left side are doing that because the people on the right side are doing this. I'm like, who are you? Like, who are you people? Why do you spend so much time and energy on people that don't give a fuck about you? It's like the people that go and canvas for a billionaire. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're doing this for free? You're doing this for notoriety? What do you want to be, fucking mayor's assistant one day? Relax. Go hand out pamphlets.
What do you want to be, a nurse?
Yeah, like if you're gonna do this, go do it professionally. Go be a Jehovah's Witness and at least gain clouts or cult points or whatever the fuck you get. Like,
it's insane what they want to argue, and I don't even understand the second you catch yourself saying sides, you should be taking a step back and going, what the fuck are we doing? We're not on either side. The people that are making decisions don't give a fuck what we're saying. They're proving it right now. We're all in timeout. Yeah. They put us in fucking timeout.
That's what it feels like. And then everybody who's like, can we get out yet? No, you cannot get out. But I'll be good. It's like, no, you will not be good.
The other people, they would let me out. No, they wouldn't. Yeah. Guys, they're all working together, and they're doing shit. They're running around. You think Bill Gates is in fucking 6 feet away from people? Fuck no. He's wearing a mask. No, he owns the air. He doesn't give a fuck about you. They're doing this. We're going to become China. They're going to do that. They're going to say, we need to be like China. So we're going to take all our money away. Everything's going to be on a phone. We're going to be able to track you like crazy. You're all going to – there's no more non-essential shit. Are you creative? Go fuck yourself. It's essentials now. That's what we're going to be. We're all going to be worker. Oh, what? Non-essentials. You don't know where to work? Hey, this guy Bezos, we know, he has a place you can work at, and then you become a slave to Amazon for the rest of your life. That's what we're being. We saw the end of this. It's over. We're slaves now. Yeah. And then, they'll let you and I tell them jokes as we pack meat or whatever the fuck we do, but they don't want to hear our creativity.
I'm picturing anymore. that Michael Jordan alien scene from Space Jam, you know what I mean, where he's like chained up and has to play one-on-one against kids, get beat all day. Like, that's what comedy will be under the new regime. We'll just have a fucking shackle around our hands on a microphone, and they'll just bring in a new audience, and we just got to do it for 8 hours a day. And
and you got to be careful what you joke about. You can't even do like political shit or whatever, or they fucking tighten the chain for every bad joke.
Every bad joke. Every time you bomb, too, you just a little bit of the stage goes away, and they just start adding fire. And as I see you, and you're crying, but you're trying to do another Scottish impression, and your wrist is bleeding, and you're on one knee. I'll whisper to you, "Hey, who books that?" Because that's what comedians do. It's like, well, my wrist is good. I got a strong wrist. I haven't even used my right one yet. It's all left.
I can handle this. It's fine. Yeah. I wanted to find out. I'm bad with it. I'm going to try to do a shared screen thing. I saw something on the internet. It has nothing to do with COVID at all, but it weirdly reminded me of 2 things. One, that the world is weird, and 2, you. Hold on. Yep, they got it. Is it doing it? Share it, and can you see that?
Yeah, it's Pat started sharing a screen. I think it's loading.
All right. Well, what I'm seeing is that is in Mexico. It's a statue of Jesus that looks weirdly like Phil Collins, and I think baby Drew Dunn looked like. Yeah,
that's probably that's pretty much baby Drew Dunn. I had blonde hair. That was the only difference.
I also like. Just look how big, I guess, this statue is. Because, look, there's a guy by the knee. I didn't notice that. Dude. Yeah, I thought it was like a tiny little baby doll. And then you look at it, it's 9 million feet tall.
Dude, how many followers do I need to not pay taxes anymore? You know what I mean? Like, then I could start having the budget to build gigantic statues of baby Phil Collins. It's like, that's Like, what do I need to be classified as a religion? You know what I mean?
I wonder how far they got into it. They're like, dude, that's Phil Collins. Like, what do you mean? Like, it even has the widow's peak. Like, Jesus didn't have a widow's peak. Like, why does it have that? It's Phil Collins.
The artist's interpretation.
Or do you think Phil Collins found out about it? He goes, no, it'd be funny.
Yeah. He goes to go pay.
Change the head and make it me. Like, what? Jesus Collins? We can't have Jesus Collins.
Dude, that looks like they bought it at like some Phil Collins amusement park that never opened. You know what I mean? Like they started making assets and rides for it. They're like, we're on a budget. We could use something. Okay, $13. Put it in the truck. Put it in the truck.
Oh my God, I would go to the Phil Collins amusement park forever. I would, because the soundtrack would be awesome.
Yeah, the soundtrack would be great. The lines would be long, and you'd just be having this like blank stare look at you all day, no matter where you look.
And I've never thought about this till just now, obviously. But the tie-in between him and Jesus is big. Like the name of his band, Genesis. What's in the Bible? Genesis. Holy shit! Phil Collins might be. Imagine if that was the second coming of Jesus and he just became like in a band.
Yeah, he just started singing his heart out, playing the drums way too hard.
There's a comic that used to perform in Connecticut like a while back. His name was what's his name? Adam Prue. And I've talked about him on other podcasts here, but it always reminds me of that because he was a newer comic and he looked like Phil Collins, like
really
a lot like Phil Collins, to
That's
the point
hilarious.
where if he didn't address it in the first 2 seconds, someone in the audience goes, Phil fucking Collins. And the poor guy is like, what do I do? Should I make the host say it? I'm like, no, because if the host says it, they're going to laugh. You have to go up. You have to address it. There's not a time you can't.
In the first 3 minutes. In the first 3 minutes, you have to say something about it.
He couldn't wait that long. I mean, he was doing 5-minute sets and he would walk on stage like, Phil fucking Collins. They would just scream it at him. And you would feel bad because like, even if he didn't end up becoming like a good comic, but even if he did, even if he became a great comic, he was still never going to do as good as Phil Collins did with that head. Like Phil Collins got handed, that's a terrible head. That's not a good looking guy. Like he in that picture, he was dressed like his best Johnny Depp when I'm in Pirates of the Caribbean outfit. That was like his Fabio sexiest. Yeah. He looked like a janitor ready to like woo you. Like,
he looked like a bobblehead still. You know
he wasn't hot. So, and he did the best you could ever do with that head. So if you get that, he's the Highlander of that head. So if you try to get that head later and try to like do open mic comedy with it, you're fucked.
There's
nothing you can do with it.
Yeah. Like, even if you get successful, you'll have no career. Like there's nobody's gonna put that head back on Comedy Central and not be like, this isn't Phil Collins. Comedy Central presents
not Phil Collins.
Not Phil Collins.
You should. I bet you could convince some people like how's the career going? It's like, in America, it's all right. I'm huge in Mexico. And they're like, wait, what? Like, there's actually a statue of Baby Me. They love me so much. Goes, it's a sitcom I never told anybody about, but we did this cartoon of Baby Drew Dunn, and here's the statue. And they'd be like, oh, my God. They wouldn't know. Nobody would go, Phil Collins, Jesus? Like, they know Drew Dunn, baby.
No, that's me. That's Baby Drew Dunn. The whole show is about me and walking around when I was a kid and just causing chaos in Mexico. The premise, which I love, which really sold the show, was that my family went on vacation to Cancun. We went out to a small market. I got kidnapped. They left because they had enough kids back home. And then I was left to survive in the streets of Tijuana, Mexico City, all over the place, to the point where I started my own cult down there. And you got to see it. I don't want to spoil. You got to watch it.
Well, I mean, obviously the cult thing would happen, but I think in season 1, obviously somebody would find you like a lovable like Mexican scamp.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like the Aladdin of Mexico just finds me.
Gringo. Come here. You know how to speak the English? Like,
he's like licking his thumb and like wiping dirt off my face.
Yeah, and he's using you to get like into America. Oh, but this is my white baby. Like, you're a white baby. Or he raises you to be Mexican. You think you're Mexican.
Yeah,
because you speak fluent Mexican. And
Mexican.
And he puts a permanent little mustache. It's not Hitlerish, but it's close.
Just enough.
There's a line there in between, like a little wall, if you will, like right in between there. And then you do that, and then they build that statue of you.
Yeah. I like that. That might be an actual show. We'll have to get writing on that.
You could also, without a doubt, at your height right now, you could be on the Mexican national basketball team.
Yeah.
You're in. You get to play against LeBron James.
There it is, Baby Drew.
It's in, Baby Drew.
Baby Drew. Oh,
Or
it's
they
coming
call
this
you-
fall on FX.
They don't pronounce the D's right. It's like baby Jew.
Yeah, baby Jew.
Baby Jew, pass the ball. Pass the ball.
Pass the ball, baby Jew.
Mira, aquí, mira. El bolo. And they just pass it over. I know my Mexican Spanish. It's really good.
Yeah,
El
you're really,
bolo.
really spot on.
I destroy it. I'm coming up with show ideas too. People listening to this podcast are getting tired of this, but about a month ago, I wrote a tweet. Did you see when Modern Family had its season finale or series finale? Schitt's Creek did as well. I didn't watch either show really, but they were doing a big deal. They were promoting how it's the series finale. So they showed these documentaries about all the comics. I mean, all the actors talking about what it was like to make this iconic show and how important it was to the world. So I was like, I would like to make one of those about a show that never got picked up, but people were so cocky when it started, they just started making the documentary.
Right away.
So like, what could be the worst idea? So I put a tweet out about a TV show about a guy who's retarded and wakes up one day not retarded anymore, and it's called Not So Special now, and he's got to find out. So I put it out, and people started like, I got a lot of retweets, and a lot of like, what the fuck? So me and Brandon started doing a weekly thing on my Patreon called Not So Special now, where we are writing it and working it out, and we're gonna even do like table reads on Zoom and build it up. It will never be made.
You got to write me apart. You got to write me apart.
I would definitely have you in mind. We'll do the table read. You definitely pop in on it.
I love it.
We've written all we have 4 episodes, basically not dialogue, but all skeletoned out and everything like that. And basically, this guy, he has a caretaker for him who is a scumbag, and he's been like ripping the family off to take care of this 33-year-old man.
Yeah.
Who was retarded. One day wakes up not, but doesn't know that he's not. Didn't know that he was kind of.
Right.
And basically, this guy's trying to convince him that he needs to keep being retarded or he'll get in trouble, but he's trying to take advantage of all his benefits he steals from him. So the first season, he's teaching a retarded guy how to be retarded so he doesn't lose his job. It will be very pro-retard, like I said many times. We're going to hire retarded actors.
Like, that's just a beautiful sentence.
It is. I'm actually going to use the hashtag retardability. We're going to be using that, and we're going to make sure that retarded actors, not fucking people cultural appropriating. We'll hire real retarded actors. I want to have the first real gay retarded wedding because no one's had that yet.
Yeah,
maybe not
nobody's
gay,
had that. Big market. Big market there.
I guess whenever there's a gay wedding, everyone's like, this is a very special episode.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's been a retarded wedding, but there's definitely not been a gay retarded wedding.
We'll have to do some research because if not, you should definitely learn to officiate weddings. Do that online during this quarantine time and start a new business.
No, Brandon Smith, who was the co-host, guys, help me with that. He does officiate weddings.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, we're already in.
Call your company your special day.
Yes. I was very proud of Not So Special Now as a title for it.
Not So Special Now is great. I love that.
And then Rodney Norman was helping us out in one episode, and he said, well, season 2, he's got to, the world's got to find out that this happened. And that he becomes like a cult leader. But then there's a woman who identifies as retarded, which is the greatest idea because when she was in 3rd grade, by mistake, they put her in the wrong class for a while.
Oh, God.
And she flourished. So she feels like, so she's like retarded fluid. You know what I mean? Like, so
She's like the queen.
Yeah. So she's out. So she believes that this guy's been faking it the entire time. And now he doesn't realize, maybe I was. So it's like this whole challenge. Oh, we've got it down. Like he's got like an arch nemesis because he used to be the best like cart wrangler at his store and he worked at. And now that he's not retarded, he's not as good at it anymore. There's actually one episode like it's like The Matrix where he has to start where he finally his eyes open and he realizes, oh my God, I was retarded. And we're gonna write it all like The Matrix, the whole thing.
Yeah, like he's the one. Yeah,
yes. He's like the 8, but still,
yeah, the
he's
8.
not really the 1, but he's close enough.
Oh shit. That's great.
I don't know if it's great, but
it's funny that the concept is so funny. Obviously, it will never be. There's no network's gonna be like, we have to have Not So Special now. We have to have it.
You say that, but like, think about how something like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I mean, to pitch that, like what they do. If you do it right, if as long as you're not making fun of retarded people.
Yeah. Well, and you got to pitch it as a diversity thing too. You're offering so many jobs to people with disabilities. Boom. Yeah. Now you're in the room. Now we're pitching.
I'm going to be like, you could bring me a gaggle of retards right now and I will pay them all. Bring them in. I got them. We'll hire them all.
Pat, we love that idea. We do love that idea. We do want to watch the verbiage that we're using. when we
I'm sorry,
talk about
retarded Americans. I'm sorry.
thank you.
It's okay that I say that. My uncle was part retarded. It's like, we're actually gonna have him say that, like, he has an uncle that's been raising him, and his uncle loves conspiracy theories. So the one thing this guy does know his whole life, he was told conspiracy. So that's what he has the knowledge he got when he was retarded. So throughout episodes, he'll be saying these things, and people are like, "You believe that? What are you, retarded?" He's like, "Yeah,
I was."
Still kind of am.
Yeah.
When in retarded Rome,
Eat the Colosseum.
So what? Besides that stuff, what are you doing? What are you doing different now that you weren't doing? How is life different? Because you were at home during the day. Are you eating new things? Are you trying new stuff? Are you watching new shows?
I'm pretty much just the only thing that's honestly really changed is not going to shows. That's been like the biggest change. Other than that, here. I spend a lot of my free time online talking with my buddies, playing games. I'll watch, I started watching The Community. We watched like all the Tiger King stuff, and went down.
I still haven't watched
Netflix
it. I know I should. I just haven't watched it yet.
It's like Jersey Shore mixed with like Honey Boo Boo. You know what I mean?
I didn't you know what? I didn't watch either one of those either, so I guess I'd be lost.
It's
I heard that Nicolas Cage is gonna play. They're gonna do a movie.
They greenlit the movie, or the show. I don't know if it's a movie or a show, but either way, yeah, they're gonna have Nicolas Cage play the Tiger King. Which, hey, it's good to see Nicolas Cage back at it again. After all of his iconic roles he's had.
I was worried about him. You know what I mean?
Joe Exotic. My question is I know this guy's obviously in jail. Does he has to be getting some money from this whole thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or does the state
murderers get movie when they write books.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
but I don't know if it's under some weird thing where maybe the state takes it or holds it until like he still go buy a fucking a toothbrush from the annex in the jail if he's does he have access to this money? Because there's no way that he can get fully ripped off from this. Like he has to be getting some money from all this.
I'm assuming that whatever they're dealing with, he's got. We all know this. There's agents that would sign up Joe Exotic in a minute.
Oh yeah,
and I'm 1,000%. Sure some scumbag came flying in, and right now he's dealing with that, and he's got like an account that he puts it in, and some other person's name he puts. Oh That's someone's all over that.
Well, did you see the thing? Carol Baskin did her first interview since the whole thing because she thought she was going on virtual Jimmy Fallon, and it was just these two YouTubers that like tricked her into doing a full interview.
I didn't really pay attention, but I saw that she got tricked into something.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny, man. I only watched part of the interview because again, it's like that stuff's interesting and fun to me, but not to the point where I'm like balls deep in it all the time. Like it was a fun show. Like I don't know, but it was just funny that they fucking tricked her into thinking they were Jimmy Fallon, because that's the only time you could do that is during this quarantine where he's doing the Tonight Show from his house with his kids and shit, and be like, yeah, we want to come and talk to you. I'm an executive on the show. I know we're using Zoom, so this is what it's just like. She's like, yeah, I'm all in. Hey there, my cats and kittens. It's Carol Baskin. Yeah,
I love that she doesn't have representation. Like,
yeah, right.
When you think somebody would be like contacting your people at this point, she's got to have it. You would think. I mean, she definitely has lawyers with all the murder.
Yeah, she has a lawyer, but she's already got millions of dollars. I don't think she wants anybody taking any of her money. You know what I mean? After you kill your husband,
but if you have millions of dollars and you killed your husband, you should have someone else taking that call.
True.
At least have that.
That's true.
I love when people that murder get to live their lives. I think that's great. Her,
OJ, are you? Yeah.
Dude, I talk about this all the time, but the saying is true. There's an old saying. He's smiling. It's like he got away with murder. He did. He got away with murder. He won the Heisman. He got to be in movies. He got to kill his wife. These are all the best things. He got to do all that stuff, and now he gets to be on Twitter and talk about football.
Hey, Twitter world. I'm golfing over here. They said they're going to close the club.
He's the best follow on Twitter. Who would have thought in the 90s that the two best followers on the internet, you know what it was? There'll be a time where you want to hear from Donald Trump and OJ Simpson like the most. Like you want to know exactly what they're saying.
Yeah, at all times. Oh shit. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's honestly pretty much it. I've just been fucking trying to stay creative, right? I've been going and doing I've been going for runs a few times a week, trying to stay somewhat active, eat a somewhat healthy diet. I've probably eaten more vegetables in quarantine than I had ever before because, I mean, for me, fast food was a fucking big crux, right? You're on the road, you just grab a fucking McDonald's burger or Taco Bell or something like that, and I don't have any of that. So I'm saving money as much as I can, not buying anything extra. I go grocery shopping like once every other week and just buy a bunch of veggies and shit like that. And then, yeah, go for a couple of runs a week, try and like, just for me, it just helps to get rid of the fucking anxiety for like a day. You know what I mean? Just kind of just get all that fucking dumb bullshit thoughts out. And then I can just be tired for the rest of the day and then just fucking work on this shit.
I'm the exact opposite. When this was all going good, I was running like a 10K every fucking day, or at least 5 days a week. I was not eating. I was so into what I was doing. I was making sure I wasn't eating the shit after shows. I was really good on it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm stuck at home, I'm running once in a while. I've had to work this dumb day job now, so I'm tired. I'm usually there at 6 a.m. So and working like 6 hours, but still like I'm tired. So when I get home and I want to do podcasting, I might go for a run. But now when I want to eat, I'm eating shit.
Right.
So I'm putting on that quarantine 20, whatever the fuck it is, like the college 15.
Yeah, the quarantine 15.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're coming out sexier after this, you're kind of a dick. You know
what I mean?
Like,
wrong. Yeah, I'm just trying to maintain.
You're not doing it wrong, but like, what are you doing it for?
Yeah, right.
Like, what's your goals?
Yeah. Maybe to get their wife to actually fuck them, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the only way I can see that, if you're a guy who's just like cut off from the world and you're like, women never liked you, and you just go, okay, I'm not attractive, but I could be the most in shape guy in my area. Like when you move to a new school and you get the haircut and you try to look a little good, you get the better clothes because you're like, I have 1 week to impress all these fucking people.
Right.
And they're going to find out I'm really this douchebag.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? So let me come out and boom, be looking good.
Maybe the people that are getting in shape are just trying to get started in their careers in porn. Like, this is a great time to get started in porn. We could be doing a porn show right now. All I'd have to do is scooch back a little bit and we could be having a show. You know what I mean? So if you're going to get into OnlyFans or those live stream porn shows, now's a great time to start. So get in shape. And
I'm guessing, like, if you're worried about any testing on any set, no one knows testing better than porn people.
Yeah.
They love testing. They're always testing.
Yeah, they're like, put a Q-tip in my ass.
Yeah. No condom, but wear a mask, please.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drew, where can they follow you? Where can they see you? All that stuff.
My website, drewduncomedy.com. That'll have all my upcoming dates once this whole thing rolls over. Drew Dunn Comedy on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. I post new episodes of Quarantine, which is the name of my animated series right now, every Sunday. Every Sunday afternoon, there's a new episode up. So check that out. Follow me. And, that's about it.
Well, what a wonderful plug. Dude, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, sounds good, brother. Good talking.